What's up, Amazon sellers? For the month of March, I've set a target of $80,000 in sales in my USA Amazon business. And if you want to know what my plans are in March and how I plan to achieve them and my new target, then watch this video where I share it all. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson. I've been selling on Amazon now, doing online arbitrage for the last 5 years, and I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller in the UK. Check this out. And in the USA, I've done 6 figures. Check this out. Now, hopefully in the near future, we're going to expand into another marketplace. And if you're interested in learning how I've done it, what I'm doing, and you want to follow me on my journey, then do make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. So first things first, let's give you that recap of my plans for February. Now look, if you were watching my videos and you follow my journey, the first thing that I said I was going to do in February was look for a new prep center. Why? Well, basically in February 2022, I said that I needed to look for a new prep center that, should we say, can just handle the volumes that we're dealing with and purchasing, especially as we're trying to scale. Basically, my previous prep center, they had problems around prepping, shipping our purchases to Amazon's warehouses because of short staffing, and generally it's due to COVID, but it just caused so many bottlenecks in my business. Now, should we say, with the value of our business purchasing, pretty much going up to about $60,000, it was key for us to make sure that we had a good prep center who was reliable and also as well be able to handle the volumes we're increasing. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that my old prep center is bad. It's just that, we had a problem, and what we identified was a risk whereby we had one prep center who wasn't able to perform. So we needed to keep our business moving, and we needed to keep those purchases being shipped to Amazon's warehouses. This is all part of my, goal to reach $1 million for sales by the end of the month. And, part of that, I need to keep that stock moving. And the prep center's done a good job, but it hasn't been exactly where I need it to be. So I need to obviously diversify and have multiple prep centers to make sure that we don't have a risk for any one prep center. Now, to give you an update, as of right now, as of making this video, the remaining amount of stock within our prep center, so the old one we were using, has now gone down to about $33,000. Now, if I give you an idea, at peak, I think it was sat around about $80,000, and it's slowly been coming down over the last couple of weeks. I think the last 6-7 weeks. But it's just taking a long time. So hopefully by the end of this month, we're going to have, all that stock shipped out, and any pending stocks that are due into it, shipped in, processed, and then shipped back out to Amazon's warehouses as well. Now, another update on this is I also have a new prep center, and they are performing awesome at the moment, and we're really happy with them. And to give you proof, my previous prep center took an average of about 60 days, and admittedly that was during the problems. That was to prep and ship our purchase to Amazon. But the new prep center right now is turning around in about 8 days. Now that is huge, and obviously that is a massive relief to me, and this is really helping me speed up my business. Now, adding to this is the fact that my new prep center is super productive, or should we say proactive, should we say, actually in updating me in the status of our shipments and our payments to them, because it's just a really big help. So there are many little things that need to be done, and my business, and while I do have a team, but if the prep center is proactive on helping me get that stock shipped, then I'm super, super happy. So really, really happy with that. Now, with the new prep center and the decrease in our pending stocks in the warehouse, my Amazon business is now going to start to make sales again. Now, this is going to go from what we were doing $7K a week up to recently, last week, my Amazon business did $20,000 in 1 week. This is just 7 days. Hashtag excited. Now, but for us, what do I need to consider? We still need to be putting in the effort. We still need to gain momentum and get those increasing sales, because we had losses. We had slowdown in that business. Not so much losses, but the business slowed down, and we need to get back on the right footing to get the Amazon business going forward again. Now, the question I'd ask is if you are thinking about maybe hiring, taking on board a prep center, and if you want to know more about prep centers and how they work and how to choose them, what I will do is I'll leave a video up here on, what prep centers are and how they work in your Amazon business, and some top tips there, which are going to help you out with choosing a prep center. Check that out. Okay, so my second challenge over February was what's known as the $60,000 challenge. Now, to end my goal in 2022, that goal for the whole of this year is to make $1 million in sales. In January, I started with a target of $40,000 for sales, and then moving on to February, I increased that target, up to $60,000. Now, to give you an update, as I'm making this video right now, we are more than halfway through to achieving that $60,000 target, which I'm really happy about. And with these results, and since my Amazon business is starting to ramp up sales again, I'm pretty confident, or should I say very confident, I should be achieving that $60,000 in sales, and obviously well on the way to making that $1 million mark. It's another 7-figure business in my Amazon USA account. Hashtag excited. Now, in the month of February, Valentine's Day is one of the seasonal items or seasonal periods that I really love. And we did try to take advantage of this, and we had some sales in it, which was great to increase those sales. But what really made a huge impact was that really a lot of my stock, which was in the warehouse previously, have now been getting shipped to Amazon. Now this means we now have more stock in Amazon's warehouses, which means more sales and also more revenue, which was really a key driver in generating this. I think if I give you a statistic, I was looking at it yesterday. Previously in January, we had something like 3 times the amount of cash value of stock in the warehouse versus what was in Amazon. Now we're getting that 2 times in the warehouse down to Amazon, and what we should be getting down now to is more stock in the Amazon warehouse than we do have in the prep center. That is going to make a big difference in the coming months ahead. Okay, so today I am doing my plans for March 2022, and I'm interested to know what your plans are. Let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking of achieving in March 2022. Hopefully you find these videos helpful, and if you do, let me know what you're doing, and hey, maybe I can learn something from you as well. Share it down in the comments below. Okay, so this leads me nicely onto my second chapter. What are my plans for March 2022? Well, look, first things first, number one, we talked about it. Revenue, the big goal, $80,000. Oh my God, that's huge. Now, part of my goal to make 1 million in 2022 is to break down my, should we say, increasing that monthly spend and increase it every month up to that 1 million over the course of the year. Now, when January started, I made a target of 40,000, and in February, we managed to make, or we're looking to make about 60,000 as of recording this. And now in March, I'm planning to try and make that up to $80,000 in sales. Basically, my strategy is to fix our cash flow first by fixing our pending shipments from the previous prep center, by just good communication, talking to them, reminding them, updating, getting that stock shipped out. And then hopefully by the end of March, we're going to have all that stock cleared down, and obviously now a really efficient process, and I'm super, super happy with that. Now, next is continuous monitoring of the performance of my new prep center. Of course, I can't let my new prep center repeat what happened with my previous prep center. This is going to be pending shipments, or holding on to stock for too long. This is really affected my sales massively, and has caused us to obviously now have to work a lot harder to reach that goal into 1 million for this year. Now, for us, we had to stop purchasing at one point for 5 days because obviously we just didn't have confidence that they could get the stock shipped out, and we were worried it would be sat there. But we're happy now that the actual stock is being shipped. Now, my third strategy to achieve this target is quite simply to improve the performance of my team. Basically, my operations manager has gathered, my sourcing VAs together, and they've collected ideas on how we can improve performance, but also with these ideas, how we can combine our ideas to come up with, a solid strategy of increasing their performance through sourcing. Now, of course, if you're managing a team, it is important to hear the voice and opinions of all your different team members, and that is going to really help you achieve your goal. So what I would say, just kind of taking away from this, if you are thinking about it and maybe you've got a team yourself, big goals are really important, but do take time to ask the question of how we can do it, how we can support the team, and how the team can get there. Because at the end of the day, it isn't you and me making the 1 million, it's the team. So listen to them, understand what they're doing, and ask great questions about driving performance. Trust me, it makes such a difference. We've seen it in the UK as well. Now, the second thing I'm going to be doing is fixing, damaged/unfillable inventory, and also as well, missing stocks as well. Now, this is, a growing problem in my Amazon USA business. As of making this video right now, and it scares me to say it, we have about $7,000 worth of damaged, unfillable, and missing stock. 7,000, that's huge. Now, when we say damaged, we mean these products which are damaged, maybe when the supplier shipped it and we couldn't get, returned, or perhaps maybe it was in Amazon's warehouses, or maybe even the customer, which is the majority of the problems. Now, when we talk about missing stocks, these are stocks which are missing when the supplier shipped to the prep center, and we tried to chase it up and we've had problems, but it's just been, too slow, for example. And then also as unfillable, these are products whereby, maybe we've had problems in Amazon's warehouses, maybe we've had IP complaints, we've had to stop selling, or maybe even the listing has now been taken down from Amazon, or something's gone on, we just cannot sell that product anymore. So it caused us real problems. Now, for me and my business, what I'm going to be needing to do is looking for ways to resolve this, to make sure that we minimize those losses, because that 7,000 is going to be stock we can't sell. So we want to get as much money back as we can from it, but we appreciate we're probably not going to be making any profit or even breaking even. It's going to be about loss minimization for it. But I need to make sure we build this in because this is going to support us in our business going forward. Now, February is a good month for my Amazon business as we're starting to make sales again, and I'm super happy with that. I'm actually really optimistic about where we are going to be going in March. Oh my God, 1 million, 7 figures, that is a big, big goal to go for. But the numbers we're doing already, and when I look back at the UK journey, I think it's very realistic we can do it. And we're just getting into our stride and we're getting the operations together. So super excited, #excited for that one. Okay, now the third thing which I'm working on is credit facilities. Now I'm still trying to do this, and this is actually not as easy as you think. So I've been doing lots of research into building credit scores, trying to figure out how to do that. Also, so I'm getting my credit account. And two promising ways I'm looking at right now is transferring over or creating a personal Amex card from a UK over to the US. And then once I got that with a credit rating, I can then create a business credit account. Not guaranteed, but that is an idea. And the reason is Amex let you create a credit card in the US if you've got a UK credit file, but I have no credit rating right now in the USA. And then the final one is working with suppliers to get net 30 terms, and then they report that net 30 terms plus the payment of them back to the credit rating agency, and then obviously build our credit rating that way. The one thing I do know right now is we do have a credit rating for our Amazon, or should I say our business, the LLC, but it's only about 400 and it needs to improve. We missed one payment at the very beginning, which is a nightmare, but we need to work on that and really improve it. But we've had about 8 or 9 payments on time. So just got to make sure that continues and we get better. But personally, for me, I don't have a good credit rating, or don't have a credit rating, which is causing to be a problem. And I'm not a US national. So still trying to figure out that credit file. And once I get that, then obviously my business is going to really boom. We'll have more money and obviously I get some nice points. Who doesn't love points? Okay, so today I'm talking about my Amazon USA business and also how we're trying to grow it to 7 figures. Oh my God, 7 figures is my second 7-figure business. Now, how does it all start? Well, quite simply, all we're doing is buying stuff low, reselling high for a profit. That's it. It's not very hard. It's just a simple process. Now, if you are interested in getting started, the biggest problem you're going to face is about finding products to buy low, to resell high for a profit. These are called deals. These are called leads. And if you want to help with them, because I tell you now, it takes time, then look no further than FastTrackFBA Leads. This is a service I created whereby we've got a team of VA sourcing in the USA and another one in the UK. We are finding deals 7 days a week. What do? My team find them, put them all onto a web platform. You come in, you buy tokens from us. You can see every single deal. We don't tell you which ones you have. You get to pick and choose the ones you like. You see the profit, the ROI, you put in all your figures, and you see which ones work for you. You can keep a chance. And when you're ready, you exchange tokens to unlock the deals, get the supplier URL and the ASIN, and then obviously go to the relevant supplier, buy low, resell high on Amazon for a profit, rinse and repeat. Trust me, it's game changing. No one else does it. And you are in control. You get to pick and choose the deals you like, buy them or don't buy them whenever you want. If you want to know more, check out FastTrackFBA Leads in the link down below. Now, this leads me nicely onto my third chapter, which is my personal thoughts and some advice for you if you are obviously thinking about your plans for March 2022. Now, always remember that you're going to need to be prepared to handle, multiple problems in your Amazon business. In my case, after, I fixed my issues with my prep center on the pending shipments and the problems we had there, we now have a new problem of, damaged stock, unfillable, missing stock that we've got to get through. It's all just part and parcel of growing a business. Now, if you're asking me how to handle multiple problems in your Amazon business, then quite simply, my advice is to really simply, and the way I do it is get a pen and paper, write them all down. In here, they are a nightmare. Put them into a pen and paper, write them down, and then really define what is the problem. Top tip, and I say it to everyone, if you cannot say what the problem is in one sentence, you probably don't really understand it. So keep writing it down so you get the problem, each problem into one sentence, and then maybe share it on Facebook, share it with other people. I promise you this, there is not a single problem in your business that someone else has not already solved. So define it in one sentence, and then share it on social media, ask the relevant people, and you know what, I'll probably tell you the answer. And it's just going to help your business go forward. So my top tip for you, if I break it down really simply, number 1, write it down, put it onto paper. Number 2, convert it into one sentence per problem. Number 3, ask people for their advice, their help. And then number 4, action it. Oh my God, solve the problem, keep moving forward, but do not let these problems stop you in your business going forward. Trust me, hopefully you can see from me and my journey, I've had lots of problems, including $11,000 in theft, or should we say fraud, but actually we're still here, we're still trading, and we're still going to that $1 million mark. Now, what I will say is handling problems in your Amazon business should not get you down. If you feel like you want to give up in your Amazon business, then what I will do is leave a video around here about what to do if you do want to give up during those hard times. Check that out. I think you're really going to love it. But hopefully you've liked this video. If you have, give it a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to watch more, hit the subscribe button down below and you'll be notified when I release them. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.